Welcome back. This is going to be a somewhat rough video. I urge you to watch all the way through before commenting or reaching out or storming off in disgust. In this video, I'm going to be admitting my limitations and taking steps to take care of both myself and this community. And I'm going to be correcting a mistake that I should have corrected a long time ago. So there are going to be three parts to this. I'm going to talk about what exactly is happening, why it is happening, and what does this mean going forward. So there's a lot of information. I'm going to try to keep it as simple and short as possible, but do please stay through to all of it. The what is happening? I am going to be stepping down from what will formerly be the auxiliary community, both the Discord and the Facebook. The ownership and control of that will be handed over to the mods who have very graciously stepped up to make sure that this community continues to exist. And the name will be getting changed. The name of the auxiliary and the logo will be coming with me. So a new name and a new logo will be created. How precisely, I don't know. That will be getting handled by the moderators who are taking over. Whether they'll open it up to some recommendations from you guys or if they're going to come up with their own and have you guys on it, I don't know. That is up to them. But the old logo and the name will be coming with me. Do not worry. It will still exist. Stay tuned for the "what does this mean" portion. So, why? Why is this happening? Well, the short answer is that I couldn't do it anymore. I could not be in charge of that massive community and do what needed to be done and deal with the issues that needed to be dealt with. For a variety of reasons. My own mental health and various other issues that were coming up was making it so that I simply wasn't able to do what needed to be done. I knew what needed to be done and I wanted to do it. I simply wasn't able to. And this was finally rather jarringly and forcingly impressed upon me and allowed me to finally realize, yep, I need to step down. And that then gave me the opportunity to correct the mistake. The mistake was in associating the community that I wanted to build, the positive community, the inviting, the helpful community that has been created with the crew as its auxiliary, because it shouldn't have been. Those are two very separate entities and concepts, and allowing them to end up connected was a mistake, and one that I recognized early on and wanted to try to fix, but I ended up getting constantly told either I couldn't or that it wouldn't work or just talked out of it. And that finally is just, no, this needs to happen, both for my own good, the good of the community, the good of the crew. This needs to happen because it shouldn't have been connected that way in the first place. Connecting a positive, vibrant, growing, helpful and inclusive Nerf organization to a real-world private security company was never a good idea. It's just, it makes no sense whatsoever. And it wasn't ever intentional. It's kind of how things happened. The original intention when I launched the auxiliary publicly was that I would have a pool of volunteers that I could draw from when I went to the big events in order to put together a cohesive squad. Somebody, made up of veteran players who had some understanding of how to work with a squad and how HVZ worked and how to take orders and how to hold formations and all of that. That's what I wanted. A squad of 20 to 30 people to lead at End War was my ultimate goal. And things just completely got out of control and I wasn't prepared for it, and people stepped up to help and mistakes were made. And I ended up further from that goal of having a dedicated 20 to 30 person squad at End War than I was when I started. And the community that was formed, I very much feel has suffered a lot from having the association to that, the militarist, private military thing, and the milsim aspect and the cultish aspect and all of this stuff that very, very real concerns that I was concerned with the whole time too. And that's why we switched to the community concept. We demilitarized and created the community. Was kind of an attempt to alleviate some of that, but it was a half measure in my opinion. It should have been just all or nothing, which is what I wanted to do, but I was told, oh, it's just not going to work, it's going to fall apart, or this or that, and I went along with it, and that was a mistake. And so this is now my opportunity to go, no, I'm leaving, and I'm taking it with me. So that is the why. What does this mean going forward? well, the community will hopefully continue to exist and to thrive, and I really believe it will do better with me not in the picture, not being in any way associated to me or my private security company. I believe that will give it allow it to better grow into a fully positive and inclusive community, because I think that militaristic milsim militia side of thing does deter a lot of people, and that's perfectly understandable. The motto will remain, more fun for everyone. That was always a part of the community. That was never something that came from the auxiliary. The auxiliary doesn't have an actual motto. The old auxiliary, the original auxiliary, never had a motto, because it's not actually anyway. So the motto will stay, more fun for everyone, and hopefully that philosophy, that ideology will continue. That it was an inviting place where people can come and ask questions and not get made fun of for not knowing things, or not get told that they're building the wrong blaster, or all of those negative, toxic things that elitism and gatekeeping that was existing in the Nerf community, and that's what I was fighting against. That community will remain, and I will remain a part of it. I want to continue to help that grow and to contribute in ways that I can. I will continue to make videos that people in that community request, things like the game theory videos and the reassembly videos, and those are all videos that were requested by members of the community because that was information they wanted and needed and felt was valuable. And I definitely intend to continue providing those kinds of videos. That's what my channel was always about, was about teaching and about helping. So that will continue to be a thing. What it means for the auxiliary, there's a few people who are already aware of this who are immediately concerned, do I have to take the anti-glass off of all of my gear? Absolutely not. What the auxiliary will go back to being, which is what it was always originally meant to be, is a pool of volunteers. Militia is a scary word, but it's not entirely inaccurate. If I'm going to end war and I want 20 troops, I need to have a pool of people that I know I can call on. And say, hey, I'm going to end war. If you're going to end war, do you want to run in my squad? And they can say yes or no as they see fit. There's no obligation to run with me. If you're going with your own squad from your own club and you want to go and not be hooked to me, that's perfectly fine. It's just that you would potentially be willing to. So if you are someone who would be willing to answer a call for volunteers if I made one, then by all means, you can and should wear the anti-glass, especially if you're at an event, because I might already have the 20 members that I need, but if I lose a couple of them and I need replacements, if you're wearing the anti-glass, I know that you're someone that I could at least approach and ask, are you interested in joining my squad? And you can or cannot as you then see fit. But it's going to be very different. It's going to be more event-focused. So if you're not going to the event that's coming up, then there's no need for you to be directly involved, really. There might be some logistics you can help with, but in general, if you're not going to be there, then it doesn't really matter. But next year, I'm going to at least 4, possibly 5 events, and I will want additional troops to lead. I'm not going to be doing the NPC thing anymore. I want to go and lead a squad of veteran players and run about shouty, battle-y, milsim-y stuff within the confines of what the event is permitting. And I'm dialing it back anyway, but that is what I'm looking for. That's what I always wanted with the auxiliary, and that's what it's going to be going forward. So hopefully this explains the most important stuff. I'm sure a lot of you are going to have a lot of questions and a lot of concerns, and it will get ironed out as things go. Please be patient with the moderators of those groups. They are dealing with a lot of stuff behind the scenes that you are not aware of. So please be patient with them, and please be patient with me. I am dealing with a lot. That's obviously one of the reasons I'm stepping down. So I would rather not get a huge flood of people checking in on me and a huge flood of people, assuring me that yes, I'm willing to volunteer and all of that. There will be a time when I will call for volunteers when I'm going to events, but it will be a very different process, but there will be a process, and I am taking care of myself. That is why I'm doing this. This is one of the steps. I do have friends that are helping me. I have resources that I'm reaching out to and taking care of myself, and luckily I have luckily I have moderators who are very as passionate about the positive community as I am. Many of them, they joined after the demilitarization, so they were always only a part of the community and believed in that positive, more fun for everyone community. And so they are going to take up the torch and make sure that that continues. And so my absolute thanks to them, and my thanks to all of you that have been a part of this for so long. I have never, the positive community side of this is one of the things I am most proud of, having been a part of, having helped create. There's so many beautiful things that have happened there. So clubs that didn't exist and only exist as a result of finding each other within that community and being able to, oh, there's other people in my town that want to nerf, well, let's do this. And that happened, and I've heard wonderful stories of people, you know, finding friends they never thought to have, and, you know, found family and all sorts of beautiful things that have come about it. And that's why I'm so glad that the community will continue. And I'm hoping it will, like I said, be able to thrive and grow even better when it's no longer linked to various potentially negative things. So that's what's going on. Thank you for watching.